Hey guys, Heidi Easley here, Texas Art and Soul and Paint Party Headquarters. And I want to welcome Laurie. Thank you for being here, Laurie.
Thank you, Heidi.
Okay, so tell us what the name of your business is and how long you have been in business.
I own Acrylics and Corks, and we've been in business for 6 years. And then we have a little subdivision. It's called Acrylics and Cookies, and that's our kids' painting classes.
Oh, fun. Do they get cookies with it?
They used to, but then, you know, we let them bring their own now.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my shirt is getting attached to my bracelet. That'd be weird. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I want to hear a little bit about a success you have had in your business, and then I also want to hear about a struggle. And then we're going to share screens here in just a minute and go through maybe there's something I can help you with today. So go ahead and first share something that you're kind of proud of.
Well, I'm actually proud. In 2017, we were named in the top 10 best paint and sip companies in all of Minnesota, which they called me on April Fool's Day, and I thought it was a friend of mine punking me or, you know, just playing a joke on me, but it was real. And then last year we were voted best art organization, and I actually won best artist. So no one else must have shown up.
No, that is awesome.
That is something that we're proud of.
Yeah, you should be proud of that. Thank
you. As far as struggles, wow, we've had quite a few. But you know what? You just can't let those get you down. I tried to do this all just out of savings and things like that. I never wanted to take a loan out for our business. You know, I think some of the best advice is if you have a really good month, save up that money and it'll carry you through the slower months. And we've had quite a few slower months, and now with COVID and me not wanting to really go online. But this is going to help, I think. This is going to get my fear gone.
I hope so. Because here's the thing, you know, and number one, celebrate. So there's so many times that we don't take time, like we're just achieving or taking the next goal or hitting it head on. And then we don't stop and go, wait a minute, like, I did pretty good. Like, pat myself on the back, you know, and I'm the worst of that. I'm like, you know, in the middle of something that I've accomplished, I'm already thinking of the next thing. And I think that's just our personalities as creatives and as businesswomen and stuff like that. So I want to say, yes, celebrate what you've done. That's wonderful. And then secondly, I think, you know, I watched, I don't know if you've seen the movie, it's called Netflix versus the World. Have you seen that yet?
I haven't.
Okay, so if y'all have not seen that movie, I highly recommend it, not to watch it just for entertainment, but to watch it as a marketing person, as a business person. So Netflix versus the World, and it basically is the whole documentary of Blockbuster and Netflix, right? And we all know how that turned out. And in that movie, there's some really, really great things that like almost happened for Blockbuster that was just there that could have easily been what we see right now on TV. But there were some fears, there were some holdbacks of that, and they were not willing to pivot fast enough. They were not willing to embrace how people were streaming their stuff, how they were consuming their product. And I think right now, yes, we all want in person to always be that way. You know, that's our nature. We want to, you know, hug the people when they come in, and, you know, not saying that will never happen, because there's many people that's still, you know, people are starting to open up their studios in a safe way and different things like that. But I think this has been a huge wake-up call for just in general of how people are consuming. I mean, Starbucks is shutting down hundreds of stores to open new stores that are only drive-through models. So there's this whole shift in the economy of the way people are taking in their products, their services. And I think it is so extremely important. I just want to like grab everyone through the screen and just say, you know, don't be mad at it, just embrace it and figure out, okay, how can I still do business, you know, the way I love, you know, how can I tweak things and still do in-person paint parties, but how can I maybe add in a different additional revenue stream coming in my way? So when we do have those months that are slower, we're okay. So so definitely watch that show, and then I'm going to share the screen and we'll look at your page. Sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, any questions about all that I just went off on? Sorry.
No.
Okay.
It
Awesome.
is hard to embrace change though.
It is. It is. Yeah, I think the people that are, it definitely is hard, and I'm not taking anything away from the challenge of like what we've all known. A lot of times we do something the same way for so long that when it stops working, we're like, oh crap, like now what do I do? And it puts us like a deer in the headlights type of thing. So I think sometimes we have to remember, okay, it's okay. Change is inevitable. No matter what happens, change is not going to stop, right? That's like the only constant in life is change. So it's figuring out how we can handle this and how we can pivot our businesses so we're not, you'll have two restaurants side by side. One has embraced the change of takeout, margaritas to go, whatever they're needing to do. And the other one's like, my business will always be, what is going on? I'm just waiting for COVID to stop it, and then this other guy's like, well, COVID actually in a weird way has upped my business. So we have to figure out how we can be in that and not end up like Blockbuster. Okay, so let's see here. We have contact for booking parties. Okay, birthday parties. You have your paints on there. That's cute. It's cute. So 30 comments. It's wonderful. Okay, so I'm just kind of scrolling through. And you mentioned something about the camper. What was going on with that? I think it was something in the notes about the camper having, you were painting the camper. Oh, I think you were just feeling overwhelmed. And you said kind of reluctant to change because of the online thing.
Definitely.
Yeah, okay. I think a lot of people are feeling that. I think that's okay. Let's see. Okay, so we have here, have you done many Facebook Lives, Laurie?
I have not done one at all.
Not one?
Not one.
That's your first challenge.
I know. I can't get past that, but I had an epiphany. Like, confidence comes with your own security. So if you're not secure, it's hard to be confident. So I'm working on that. I'm definitely working on being confident in front of the camera, but I'm just not quite there yet.
Okay, so I want to give you a little secret. Everybody who's watching, I'm going to give you a secret. So we're all doing this scared out of our minds, all of us. Like, even as long as I have been doing this, there are still times when I'm like, oh my gosh, like praying before, God, give me the words to say, like help me, say what I need to say, those types of things. Like, we are all doing it scared. And the way you're going to get confidence, it doesn't just like magically bubble up. It's going to be you doing that over and over. In your first Facebook Live, you will be traumatized. It's okay. You will be sweating profusely. It's okay. But, doing it over and over, you're going to get more confidence. And that's where you're like, okay. And I think too, sometimes we think like, I'm going to do this Facebook Live and why isn't anybody on there watching? Where I'm like, thankful. When I first started, I'm so grateful it was just my mom. Like, so glad, because I was so freaking awkward,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. I think so. Yes, I think you definitely need some video. Even if you were just to do a video showing these people's flags, like you wouldn't even have to show their faces. But definitely gotta get some video on here. Facebook, I don't know if you know much about their algorithm, but they love video, like so much so that they will show your videos over your posts all day, every day.
And I'm aware of that, and I've probably taken 25 videos. I've just never uploaded them.
Well, it's weird because the videos recorded won't show as much as you being live.
Yeah.
To get the reach. So what I recommend is, since you're terrified, because I can see it in your face, you're like, Heidi, I'm not doing it. Since you're terrified, what I highly recommend, Laurie, is that you get on Paint Party Headquarters, you go live, and you just say, my name is Laurie. I'm going to show you my art studio. And right now my hand's probably shaking because I'm terrified. but Heidi made me do it. And
Okay.
I promise you, going live in Paint Pretty headquarters, a safe place. Nobody's going to judge you there. You can just do it and try it out.
Okay.
So
I'll do it.
That's your goal. Can you do it before 2 p.m. today when we get off here?
No.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do it from my studio, I can't.
Oh, do you have an art studio at home?
I have, like right now I'm in my home studio, but I have an actual art studio.
Okay, so what about this? When we get off, you just do it real quick from your home studio.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, you can do it. If you go to Paint Pretty headquarters and just say, Heidi's forcing me to do this. I've done this with other girls too. And just get it out of the way. Just get it out of the way. Rip the Band-Aid off.
I'll do it.
Yay! Okay. So those of you watching, the reason why I'm pushing her is not to be mean, is to just help her get over her fear. So any of you watching this right now and you're like, I haven't done mine first. Like seriously, rip off the Band-Aid, go live in Paint Pretty headquarters for 2 minutes. All you have to say is, my name is Laurie. I own a studio. I'm trying to get used to this online thing, but it's freaking me out. So I just want to say hi and hopefully get, some love. And that's all you got to do. And then it just gets that person out of the way. Okay. So let's look at your, website.
Okay.
Okay. So how long have you had your website?
A little over a year, and then I canceled it and I just reinstated it again because honestly I was going to close.
Mm-hmm. Like the whole business?
Yeah, I was going to shut down.
Oh my gosh, just because of the COVID?
No, it was actually a little bit before COVID, and then COVID hit. It was like a month before COVID. I was like, I can't do it anymore. I'm just exhausted. I'm not filling my studio like I used to. There was just a lot of elements. And I thought, you know what? I just need to get a job. Just work a job, which I don't want to do that, of course. And then COVID hit. I reinstated my website about a month before COVID hit, because I thought, that's it. I'm jumping in both feet. We're gonna make this work. And then bam, COVID. And I was like, really? Not that I'm taking that personally. It just felt, what horrible timing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I have been there more than one time where I'm like on the computer, I'm just gonna go back to teaching. It's, it's easier. It's, because entrepreneurship is not for the weak, for sure.
Right.
But I think what I've learned, especially in the past year and a half, is it's like, and of course, everybody, COVID, it's like we have all had this impact to us, and then we get to choose which way we want to have it. Some businesses are skyrocketing during this time, and other businesses, especially ones that are nervous about pivoting, or they're having that fear, they're the ones that they're gonna look back on this time and be like, that's what killed my business, where other ones are like, that's what made my business. So we all have a different way of looking at it. And so I know it's scary, and I know your feeling of like just throwing in the towel. I mean, I've been there more than once, but what I can tell you from that is, I think I don't know if you're this way, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know personally I'm this way, and I know a lot of people that are like me that do this or this way. We get so wrapped up in it that sometimes we get so overwhelmed that it's like we can't see straight, and then we don't take our breaks like we should. Like we don't, like one day off a week where we don't even look at our phone. We're constantly on, and in this past year and a half especially, I've had to make days where I literally will leave my phone, and know it's okay. It's okay if I miss a message. It's okay. Like, if somebody has an emergency, they need to call 911, not me. I'll find out about it later. And so I don't know if you struggle with that kind of like stepping away from it for a little while, because when we recharge, we start to see it in a different light. Is that kind of what you've been struggling with some?
A little. And that's what, actually, when I found you, when I was like, all right, I think I'm just giving up. And one of your ads came up. to join Paint Party headquarters. And I'm like, well, I've seen her before. I'm going to look into it more. And I did. But going along with that, now that I've done that, it's like I need to learn more than what I know. And so I just try not, it's like I don't even come up for air some days.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel yeah. I have those days too, like even doing laundry or walking the dog or whatever. I have a training or something I'm trying to learn. And I think we can become like totally obsessed with that. And then it really takes a beating on just the overall, like, what do we really want out of life type of mentality, you know? So yeah, I can kind of see that too. And I think too, like as entrepreneurs, we have to remember there's like a season for like, okay, we got to breathe. We got to regroup. We got to take time for ourselves. And then we're going to go strong. You know, when Monday hits, we get up and we keep going, even though it seems like we're hitting a wall, and we just have to keep pivoting. So I want to say first, like, rip the Band-Aid off, do the Facebook Live as soon as we get off of here. I really, truly hope you will do that. I'm actually going to go straight to Paint Party headquarters to see if you show up on a live. So I'll be there to support you. And then I think too, I think you need to schedule in at least one full day to where you do not work at all. Even if it's, you know, if you're painting for fun, that's one thing, but don't paint your stuff, you know, don't work on something for the studio. Literally, like, you know, let the emergency contacts know that need to know, like, you know, if, you know, have them contact somebody else in your family, whatever it is for that one day, and literally do not get on your phone for an entire day, one day a week. And I know that's hard for all of us, but I'm telling you, like, it has really, I still have messages from over 2 weeks that I haven't gotten to, but I know my mental sanity is worth more than trying to like respond right away to everybody. So those are my two main things for you to do, just to try to like let some pressure off yourself, because man, and then watch that movie, Netflix versus the World. Watch that movie, and then know that, you know, a lot of the stuff that we're trying to do with technology, you know, we can hire it out. You know, like I don't do any of my own website stuff. I used to try, and it was stressing me out so bad because I'm not good at that. But I know I can do live. I know I can hit a live button and gain reach that way. But doing like my WordPress site, stuff like that, just would bog me down for weeks, and I could pay somebody who could do it in a fraction of the time. So I think, you know, figuring out like, okay, where could I pay somebody and where could I really enhance my time? And another last little tip, and then I'll have you ask questions if you want. When I wake up in the morning, I would bog myself down with just all the little tedious day in and day out. Now I think my email is always at 20 something thousand plus. Like I cannot keep it, right? That's just how we are. Used to, that drove me nuts, and I would spend half the day trying to go through email. Now when I wake up, I go, okay, is this action going to make me money? And if it's not going to make me money, I put it off to the side. It can wait, it can wait, it can wait. And in that way, my first half of the day is always taking action on something that's going to give profit to my business. So really think about like all the little things we do. Is that going to give me profit? Is that going to lead me to giving me profit? Is that something that's going to help me? Is doing a Facebook Live going to get more people to see what I'm doing? You know, those types of things. And then that way you can just let some of those little things go. And that's really freed me up a lot to go, okay, this is my focus on making profit, because I'm all about a profit every party. And I truly do that. And I believe that, because if we can't make money at this, we're going to just be spinning our wheels, and we're going to be so frustrated. And at the end of the day, we're not helping our family. We're not helping ourselves. And then we're like looking for the job, right? We're like, oh, this isn't working. Let me go ahead and just get in there and get that. So hopefully those few things help. So just to recap, take one day to yourself, no phone, everybody watching, try it, do it. I promise it will help you. It's hard at first, but it'll help you. And number 2, do a Facebook Live in the group. If you have not already done so, Laurie's going to do one in a minute. I'm going to go watch her. And just to get over the fear, because it's scary, but you're going to do it. You can do it. And then 3, watch the Netflix versus the world so you can see the pivot. It doesn't mean you got to be full on online, but we definitely need to know how our consumers are having our products nowadays. Yeah. Okay. So any questions on all that? I know we went over a lot.
No, I think that's really, really good advice, because it is hard to take time just for ourselves. You know, it's always, I need to build this business. I need to build this business. You know, and now that my son's 16, he's kind of on his own, you know, and it's like, all right, you make yourself lunch. Mom's building a business. But that's so true. I need to just take time to regroup, and instead of just give up, you know, when things don't work, you just have to try to find something different.
Yeah.
So I would like to know what I should change about my website. I know I did pay to have it done. I've tweaked it as much as I can. I don't know. I need to add a lot more to my gallery. I know that.
I feel like this background, although beautiful, because you know I love hot pink and blacks and stuff like that, I feel like it's very, very busy.
Too busy. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very busy. And then another thing I've learned is that nobody goes to your website unless you're leading somebody to your website. So for example, nobody is going to texasartandsoul.com unless I have put an email together that has a blog that is being linked to that website. Like nobody's visiting it unless we're directing them. And people sometimes think if they put together a website that people are just finding them organically. Yes, it does happen. Sometimes it does. I'm not saying it doesn't, but you know, we can have Paint Party headquarters open for 4 straight days, and the minute I stop talking about it, the traffic totally stops going to that. It's crazy. It's almost like a water has been shut off, like a faucet.
Okay.
So I would change this part, and then I would also, do you have a blog?
No.
Okay. You don't have to, but if you're like, let's say you're going to do a Facebook Live, for example. Well, when you're doing your Facebook Lives, because you're going to watch Netflix versus the world, and you're going to be like, yeah, I need to pivot. I need to do some tweaking. Once you do that, you can have a section here for a blog. And a lot of times people think blog means like full on, I'm telling my whole world's, you know, no, it could literally be like, hey, I painted, you know, this breakfast in Tiffany, like behind you, you know, I painted this, and this is what I did to make the glasses look really cool. Check this out. Oh, if you want to buy this paint, here's where you could go. I mean, it could be that simple. But what happens is when you start using the right SEO, like the search engine optimization, the keywords, stuff like that, that's how people start finding you too. So if you have a Pinterest board, do you do Pinterest?
I do, but I've never put my own on there. It's only just you pinning other people's.
Okay, so yeah, so you could start a business Pinterest, you know, and could lead to a blog. Again, that's not something that's like right away going to help you make money, but it's just something in the future to know to help people find your website. So yeah, I would definitely make it just a little bit more crisper, and then think about, you know, not right now. Again, my blog isn't really where I'm making my money, but down the line it will be, because once you start getting so many people visiting it, then you can do things where you can actually get, you know, advertisements on it, and people bring in an entire full income just from that. But again, everybody listening, that's not something that happens overnight. It's something that you build. But my whole thing, especially since the bankruptcy over 10 years ago, is to figure out how many ways I can make money. So if one stream dries up, I already have another one going. Like, you know, my goal is to have 5, 6, 7 different streams of income coming in at all times, so that I never have to be, you know, Corona hits and all of a sudden, you know, my paint party stopped in person. Well, I still have paint parties online. I still have affiliate, you know, there were all these other methods of making money that were still able to keep where we didn't have any issues, where before it would have taken us out. You know, and I was like, nope, learn that lesson the hard way. I'm never learning that lesson again. I don't want to be in that position. So yeah, so right here, make this not so busy. I love this, that you have that on there. Let's see. Find classes. And how many people do you find actually come on here and find classes through here? Do you have a lot?
Not really. They're mostly through my Facebook page.
Okay. So I want everybody to hear this. I want everyone to have a website. I mean, you definitely need to have your own real estate online, but I'm the same way. So most people are going to find my event through my Facebook events. So I'm going to do a Facebook Live, talk about my event, and then direct them to the link to sign up, whether that's my constant contact link or whatever. So if this is working, that's great. If not, you could have, I think you already have like a contact me page.
Yes.
Where they can contact you. Do you get a lot of emails through that?
I get a ton of them. Unfortunately, they're all solicitors and spam.
Oh, okay. So you're not getting any. Okay. So
not
really,
many real like potential clients.
Okay. And again, that comes back to how people are consuming information. So this is how we're consuming these days. We're looking, and if an ad pops up, oh, that looks interesting, click, right? I mean, that's just how we're doing it these days. So nobody's really searching websites for that kind of stuff. So I would look at your website almost being like your flyer, you know, almost like it's almost like your online resume. So when people want to do business with me, they can go see that I'm legit, I'm official, things are about me, but they're not really going to go on here and book a party with me from my website. They're going to book a party, and I don't know if this happens to you, but by sending me a message or sending me an email or sending me a text, then the conversation starts. Is that how yours usually happen too?
Almost all of them. Yep.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would think about that as a person booking a party. So when they come to your website, do they really need all of these? And, you know, it could say those things, you know, bullet points, this is what I offer, and then maybe spend more time on, let's see how your gallery looks. Okay, that's great. That looks good. Yeah, I think it's just this is too busy.
Okay.
I think that's really the big thing. And then adult classes. Sign up for a class today, which leads them probably to the calendar. Let's see. Oh, this one's not. Maybe it's my internet. That one's not going anywhere. Hold on. There we go. Oh, and then it's sending them to contact us. Okay. Yeah, so you may be missing some opportunities there, because this is, even as a creative person who loves paint and glitter and messiness, it can be a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I would just clean that up, and I would think about how oh, it's a cute picture. I would think about how they're consuming it. So just like when I book parties, I'm either working through a text message, a Facebook message, or an email. That's just how I've booked for years, and that's how it continues to book. So I would work on making this more friendly on the fact that here's what I offer. Bam, 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 bam. Here's how you can get in contact with me. Real easy. I would have your email, maybe not your phone number, but I would have your email on how they can contact you. So it's just more crystal clear on what they want, because you're sending them to a lot of places, and it can be confusing. And by the time they've looked through it all, they're exhausted and they're like, you know, it might be too much more to go through. But yeah, just a few tweaks there. And then I think that's it. Any other questions on that? That's cute, by the way.
No, that's great advice. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. And take some time off.
I will. I will. My husband's going to love you for that.
You have to. Oh my gosh. I just recently, I've been one of those people that have been building my business. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want to look back and be like, yeah, I built a business, but I didn't have any fun while I did it, you know?
Right.
So make sure you're taking that time, because life is still going to be okay, you know, and it took me a long time to learn that lesson, and I wish I would have learned it sooner. It's so much more fun now.
That's great advice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Laurie. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's go ahead and say bye to everybody, and then we'll finish up anything else we need to say. So everybody watching, make sure you take some time, hire people out for tech if it's stuff that you cannot do. And then Laurie, go ahead and share one last time your business and we'll say bye.
My business is Acrylics and Corks, and we're in Minnesota. And thank you so much, Heidi.
You're welcome. And she's about to do her Facebook Live, so y'all watch for that. All right, bye guys, and we'll see you soon.